Hey everyone, figured I'd do you a little update video here on the Olds, what I've got going on with the project there. It's coming together. It's starting to be a little bit better, more what I would have expected out of a car like this. I haven't uploaded on it in a while because it was just such a debilitating ordeal to go through with this. Just a whole bunch of nonsense. I'm definitely never going to be buying another one of these early 80s GMs, probably ever again, because this is just ridiculous. The transmission was giving me grief. I was sick of adjusting the TV cable. It wasn't adjusting right. It shifted second to third okay, but first to second, the shift was way too early, and I have no idea what would even cause that, and I got sick of it. So I swapped the transmission. I put that 250 lockup that I had into it, took the 200 4R out. It's sitting in the shop right now. It's for sale if anyone wants it, but you gotta come get it. I'm not coming to you. So I've got the 250 tranny in there. It does leak, not much I can do about that. It's the dipstick tube seal, which the leak is not terrible. I've had cars that leak worse than this, and it wasn't even that bad. I've just told myself I'm gonna have to check the tranny fluid every time I get gas and fill it up as needed. But it's been, leaking. It's been in there for about a week now, and it hasn't even leaked a half quart out, so I think we should be okay. It's not like the other ones that's just drinking fluid. So I do have a little bit of a leak. Shifts great, drives down the road great. So I'm happy there. The other thing that I've got going on with it is the carburetor, once again, had a problem. I fixed it. In the video I uploaded a couple of videos ago of how to set the mixture control solenoid plunger on these, because mine was set incorrectly, and it worked. It worked great for one test drive, and then it started giving me grief again. With the combination of the transmission shifting to second too early, the carb would start for fuel, and the timing would retard for some reason instead of advance, and the car would stall. So after a bunch of sort of just sitting on the edge of deciding what the hell I want to do with it, I have decided to just bite the bullet and convert it to a regular quadrijet. I'm going to take all the computer stuff out and just make this a good old-fashioned carbureted V8. Probably what I should have done a year ago when this was giving me trouble, but I wanted to give it a chance because clearly these cars worked back in the day, otherwise they wouldn't have sold as well as they did. So what I've got going on with that is I ordered the carb, and for those of you who do not know, the carburetor that you need to replace the one that's on there is an M4MC Oldsmobile or Buick Olds Pontiac carb with a straight fuel inlet, which was only available on one model year. Because if you want one that's just going to plug and play without having to deal with modifying things and putting T's in places and stuff like that, you're going to want the M4MC off of a 1977 Oldsmobile with a 350. You can't get them any earlier because it didn't come in the 350s, and you can't get them any later because they would have had a mixture control solenoid in it, which is what I'm trying to get rid of. So I found one for about 150 bucks. It's on its way. I'm going to rebuild it, throw that on there. The other thing I would need to do is change the distributor, which I already did. I've got that vacuum advanced distributor from Summit Racing in there. It was about 60 bucks, wasn't too bad. It took a little bit of time to install just because I was trying to get it perfect without having to retime the engine, and I did because it runs and drives great. So hardest parts are done. Now I just need to swap the carb. I know I'm gonna get a ton of crap from people in the comments about this because you shouldn't have to do this to one of these cars, because if you know what you're doing, you should be able to get it to run great on the factory setup. But clearly I don't know what I'm doing, or there's some other bullshit reason for why it wasn't running, because I could just never get the thing to run right no matter what I did. I took that carb apart so many times. I've tried 3 different carbs on this thing, new ones, whatever, reman ones, parts car ones, rebuilt the factory one twice. It just never works. So I'm sick of it. I'm getting rid of it, and I'm putting a regular quadrijet on it. So that's what I've had going on in the Olds right now. I did have a fuel pump go out on me again. My new one from Napa that I bought just about a month ago and put in was leaking out the weep hole. I don't know if I was the cause of that, because I've been running this thing without the mixture control solenoid hooked up, which again, you're not supposed to do, but the car just won't run with the solenoid hooked up. It, for whatever reason, falls on its face when you try to put it in gear and acts like it has a vacuum leak. And normally, you know, you would think it was a vacuum leak, but when you unplug that, it doesn't do it. So I've been running with it unplugged. I think that's a little hard on the fuel pump, but it shouldn't make a brand new one go bad, so maybe it was just faulty. Anyway, I replaced the fuel pump. It's got a brand new one in there now. It's not leaking. I was about to leave to go on a test drive, extended test drive, and see how she behaves. But as far as I can tell, hard part's done. Transmission's in, distributor's in, and the timing isn't off, so that's a miracle. Now I just got to do the carb. So I'll put a video out when I get that done. But yeah, just wanted to let you know what I've been doing. See, here's my distributor, is vacuum advanced, and here's my transmission vacuum modulator for the shifter on there. So yeah, I'll see you then.